We wanted to be able to discuss the version 3 that was just released a couple months ago on the SP Starter Kit, which is really just an evolution of what we saw in V2, but it's designed to sort of pull together a lot of the stuff that the PnP community and everyone else is doing within SharePoint, SharePoint Dev, SharePoint Provisioning all into one piece. So it's really easy for people to get started, to see a provisioning template that's got a couple thousand lines of code in it. It releases all kinds of cool stuff. It puts all these things out there with webparts and extensions and all that fun stuff all into one bundle. So these 3 just came out, and let's kind of quickly go over what that looks like. Some of the things that we did here, we updated to a much more modern version of SharePoint. Yes, well, with that nice cadence, it can be a challenge to get all 20-odd projects updated. So we'll always be a little behind, but hey, 16.1 is pretty good. Updated Fluent UI. We got some, a time at least, a more modern version of PnPjs. We were able to upgrade the Microsoft Graph Toolkit to a much more current version, and this is also demonstrating use of the Graph API. So if you're looking for that big bundle that sort of has a whole bunch of stuff all together that you install in about 5-10 minutes into a dev tenant, and you get all the code, great place for it. We're demonstrating some libraries with those getting provisioned out so that they can get automatically activated within sites. We looked to overall normalize our code. One of the great things of this project, it was completely community driven, and every dev did things a little differently. We attempted to normalize more of the approaches we have to just be a little more consistent. We did remove support for on-prem. If you do want there is an on-prem 2019 version in the V2 branch. So we left it there all for you, but we realized that just wasn't providing the value to attempt to maintain that. So we just said, let's just stick with SharePoint Online, where things are going. But it even has in some of the tab development components, which I know it's kind of simple, but still, like, we just, again, want a complete package, well, as complete as can be, that provides lots of different little things that we're seeing all over the place and pulling them all together. I mean, we use a lot of the PnP controls and all that stuff. It's a demo of everything. And then also we wanted to ensure that within the provisioning component, we updated to the latest in the UX design and the layout capabilities as of, a few months ago. Of course, that's going to continually evolve, and we will continue to grow with that. So those are kind of the big aims of this big upgrade. You can easily find it, of course, at SP Starter Kit's part of the PnP community. Easy stuff. I always want to make sure we thank everyone who's been helping us. The 2 big ones here that really helped with the upgrade were Shandani and Don. So thank you both so much. Big thanks, of course, to everyone else that's contributed as well. If I missed your name, I do apologize. I basically used the GitHub commit to help do that. The chatter in the issues list has always been good as well. So thank you all so much. What's included in the V3 component? So 16 web parts, 5 extensions. There's a library component as well. There's 2 provisioning templates. So there's the full provisioning template pre-built for you, as well as the XML that you would use to rebuild it. If you want to rebuild a .pnp file, there's another one for just the SharePoint framework components. Because in V2, what we did was we split out all of the different web parts and extensions all into individual SPFx to make it a little more manageable, a little more upgradable, and a little more useful for you all as well. So you could just grab the piece that you might have wanted. So there's a provisioning template just for that as well. And then within the primary provisioning template, if you want to look at like a larger provisioning example, what's it's trying to do is this provision and collaboration site, which turns into a hub site. This is all within one command, which is super nice. Those of you use the provision, of course, you know this, totally possible. 2 team sites that are associated with that. It pre-populates the mega menu. It has 15 pages within the hub site, within that communication site, with different components, different layouts added to it. Now, the provisioning template, though, I mean, it's huge, and you can totally see how it's all done. And once you my suggestion is that you provision it first, see what's provisioned, then go dig into those files. And the readmes, I think, are reasonably good. I've edited a lot of them myself, so it's how well did I do for you all? I would be interested to know. But we really attempted to document all of these aspects of using the starter kit so that you can turn it into your own. I would really not like to see you install it and then go straight to production. To me, this whole point is it's that technology demonstrator that you can within minutes have a working example, and then you can spend hours, days, months, years to do anything that you wanted to do. And of course, all open source. There's not anything in that's proprietary that you can't turn into your own thing. So how to get started, how to go ahead and just, work today, it's basically the same. When we went from V1 to V2, that was a big one. V2 to V3 is much more simple. So you got a lot of documentation. You go from there. Pretty easy. Once you clone the code, you're going to commit. You're going to connect, excuse me, to your site, and then you're just going to invoke that PnP template. Like that's it. Now there's some configuration options, which I have time. If I have time for demo, I'll show you, and it is in the documentation as well. But that is going to install everything I've talked about within your that tenant that you connected to. About 5 or 10 minutes is what my experiences is. It just takes time to get all those solutions in and all that kind of stuff, but that's the way it is. This will require tenant admin permissions, primarily because we're going into the tenant app catalog, we're going into the term store, all those requirements, the prerequisites, they're all found in the documentation. We explain what it is, we tell you why we're doing what we're doing. And again, you can always dig into the code to figure out why it is that we're doing it or strip out the things that you don't want to do. Now, what's nice is that there is an upgrade path here. When you won't want to do a full provision per se, because you would be re-provisioning the sites themselves. You'd probably want to do that to a new spot. But if you're just looking to upgrade all of the or any of the components that made up the whole project, those are just one-for-one updates. There's all the IDs are the same. That should work just well. You'll get all the greatest and latest in the update that we did if you want to do that. And again, if you still want the on-prem, if you're still interested in that, we did attempt to document this as well. You can always go back to the V2 branch. You can go get the old SharePoint 2019 aspects that we had completed and have at it and have fun. So yeah, pretty easy to get started. Okay, what it looks like when you provision this would be a raw provision. You can see a lot of the pieces here. This is the communication side, of course. That Mega Nav has already been updated. You can see a lot of components here that some of them now are a little more out of the boxy, but everything you're seeing here is actually custom. So if you were looking to take some of the code or take some of the components that were already available in SharePoint, but you want to tweak them, there's already code for you that was built from scratch. So this isn't anything that came out of Microsoft engineering. This is just people rebuilt this stuff. But you can see a lot of graph components over on the right. You can see some list usage and whatnot kind of in the middle and getting current weather and whatnot, which again, you can do out of the box, but now you've got the code if you want to do it, some news ropes and all kinds of fun things like that. So really cool things and cool components that you can include already. If you want to help, ways that I think that makes sense, install this and use it. If you've used it in the past, you may want to get an update in it and see what we've done and go install it again, or just go dig into the code and see some of the updates that were made. Go look at some of the commits. You'll see some of those updates. We're always looking for any kind of feedback, any kind of feature requests, any issues that you find. A lot of times we found issues that had to do more with the provisioning template or something. So that's going to be interesting. I always look to make sure this all works for you and whatnot. Hey, we're always looking for PRs. You've got new ideas, new features, new bug fixes. My request there, kind of like any other project, is try to keep your commits smaller. Don't do massive, big updates because they're harder for us to, of course, merge in, especially if we got a bunch all happening at once. So if there's an update to a solution, update that solution, commit it. If you're working on documentation, you provide anything, do like a commit per file or something, so it's easier to pick and choose and help massage everything into place. Let's see, promote this. I think this is a really good solution to help people get started with provisioning where they want to start building a larger solution for themselves. And then also, I'm always looking for any kind of content that can help promote it, blog posts or recommendations or insights, how-to videos. If you do them throw them somewhere, throw them in the issues list. That would help me to help the community then promote what you're doing as well, because we just want to really help with the usage of that. So over in the starter kit, I told you it really is easy. We start pretty quickly with getting started, and this is all within the README. It's two major lines that you're looking for here: connect and invoke. And then a command to make it go a little deeper would be something like where you can add some parameters to say where you want the 3 different sites to get created. So that could really help you get started. And that's it. I mean, if I went ahead and hit enter, which I'm not, you're gonna, within about 5-10 minutes on that time, it's gonna build your site. You can see the site that I already showed you that screenshot of. I mean, I think it's a good solution to help get started, especially when people are attempting to understand how to build provisioning. Within the solution itself, pretty easy to use. There's a provisioning folder where you've got the .pnp files that I talked about. Again, we talk about READMEs on how to go even deeper into that. So I am pretty proud of the documentation the community's helped build here, because this is a technology demonstrator solution. You've got really good web parts out there. You've got really good ACEs out there. You've got a lot of documentation on provisioning and stuff, but like this tries to pull it all together into one bundle so that you can use it for your org and get started with that. I did talk to you about the provisioning template, the raw XML files. So those are that's kind of fun. You can just see that there's a whole bunch of cool stuff here about, adding to the app catalog. We're building the sites. We're putting all the things in here. The thing that's sort of buried in documentation, but I want you to be able to find is, where is it? Yeah, see, now I've even lost it. It's the README for rebuilding the template. The documentation is here. I can definitely find it if you get stuck with it. I can show you here that I got it ready for us though. Building a template's easy. You go into that templates folder where I talked about, where the XML files for the provision templates are. You read in the PnP template. That's simple. The next command is you just save it. This is really easy to do to create your own provisioning templates based on the solution. It's 2 commands. You read it in, you save it, you're good to go. You can build your own cool stuff. So yeah, I wish you all the luck with the solution. I hope you all find it very useful with the update. And I think, Hugo, I can send it on back to you.
Awesome. Thank you. And again, thanks to everyone who contributed to this initiative, including Bo.